I'm Jacob.
And we're going for a drive. ...2022 Honda Trailsport Pilot.
Without launch control. VTEC.
Add this to the TikTok VTEC compilation videos that are going to come out with this.
Oh, okay.
Horsepower and torque.
280 horsepower, 262 pound-feet of torque from a 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6.
That's good power that we might not be getting in future generations.
I don't think we will, at least not in this form of a naturally aspirated V6.
Okay, so I want to talk about the best parts of this car first, and that is we have an armrest.
Yes, captain's chairs up front.
They ratchet, perfect size, perfect like distance, perfect everything. Driving with your arms on armrests is like, it's very rare.
It's minivan style.
Yes, and this is pretty much a 3-row SUV version with all-wheel drive of the Honda Odyssey as far as I'm concerned.
It's exactly what that is.
Similar infotainment, similar gauge cluster. This infotainment unfortunately doesn't have hard buttons for home, back, and seeking, but it does have a volume knob.
Yeah, this infotainment actually frustrates me, but let's get to the good stuff.
That is the infotainment.
I don't like it.
But it does have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it's the new style one where everything is like new good icons, not the older gen. So if you're just using Apple CarPlay, it's good to toggle back to your radios and stuff. Not the best.
Exactly. That's what frustrates me about it, is just you have to go back between the screens all the time. And then we also have the lane watch system on the, yes, you can turn it off on the passenger side, but it just like interjects in your CarPlay all the time.
Yeah, I feel like that's a Canada only thing. I don't think USA got that.
Well, they also eliminated it from basically every model going forward.
Yeah, this is just like old tech that's still around, and the refresh will be cool for the interior because the new Civic is amazing, but then you're probably going to lose cool engine.
Yeah, and I think they're doing it in 2023 is the rumor I've heard, so this is probably the last one of this generation, probably.
And then Trailsport. Let's just talk about what that is.
Oh, so you want to talk about the bad stuff?
I mean, anything with the word trail in it is cool, like the Toyota RAV4 Trail.
Yeah, yeah.
What else is a competition for this?
There's the
Subaru.
Well, they don't have the what's that big one called? The Ascent. They don't have the Ascent Wilderness yet.
But they've got the Wilderness
yes.
thing, which is like kind of like Trailsport and kind of like Trail.
Yep, but this one's just bad, and I'll explain why right now. So with the Trailsport, what you do get is 0.6 inches of extra ground clearance, which you can barely tell from seeing it in the side.
Yeah.
You get different wheels, which again, you can barely tell from a Black Edition.
Yep.
You get a black grille, just like the Black Edition.
Nice.
And you get a little bit of extra plastic cladding on the outside.
But I can't tell.
And you also get the Trailsport badge.
And stitched on your headrest.
That's it.
Bright orange, dude.
That's it. Oh, and there's a badge on the back. I forgot about that. Sorry.
And you can also get the Passport in a Trailsport.
Yeah, so they are actually making Trailsport into a thing, and this is like the first version of that thing. However, they're not like coming out of the gate guns blazing. They're like, we're gonna give you the softest thing first. Like, there's no underbody skid plates here. There's no off-roady tires. There's nothing here.
But what are we gonna get in the future?
Well, we're gonna get that stuff. I actually went to the Honda website. On their press release, they said, I'm gonna read it word for word, on the next few model years, and depending on the model, Trailsport off-road capability will further increase with upgrades like more aggressive tires, full-size spare tires, increased ground clearance, off-road tuned suspensions, underbody protection, and expanded all-wheel drive system capabilities. So they're basically admitting that there's nothing in this, but it's all coming.
I want to see the Civic Trailsport.
Yes, the Civic Cross Trailsport.
Yeah, it would be a perfect competition for the Smoking Tires new series that they're doing.
Yeah, it would be.
Are you team Crown Vic or are you team BMW?
Crown Vic.
Yeah. I used to have a Grand Marquis, so like for me, I'm like, yeah.
It's a Crown Vic.
Yeah.
But if you're shopping for a Honda Pilot of any trim, including this Trailsport, click the link in the description, tsp.truecar.com, discounted price offers.
There are literally so many different variations of Pilots.
Like a lot.
Okay, and then another thing that this one has that others don't, a bench in the middle where some can have captain's chairs.
And there is a ton of room back there, and this is a cheater 3-row, and there's actually a decent amount of room in the 3rd row as well.
Yeah, but like, wouldn't you rather just have minivan looks and room?
Probably.
But like all-wheel drive and 0.6 inches higher of ride height.
I mean, yeah, the all-wheel drive and the VTEC is just so good in this. You just stomp it for me again, one more time. There it is. that crossover.
All right, you drive now, and we want to talk about the handling, because the handling is actually like RDX levels.
It's really good. I'm gonna launch it, except I'm going to turn off the traction because you bogged a little. Oh, stuck vehicle assist apparently, Trailsport. Doesn't want to brake boost at all. Oh, there we go. That crossover is the best.
I love VTEC.
However, it's only like 1,000 RPM worth,
Yeah.
so I wish they engaged the crossover a little bit
We
earlier.
need to buy the most obnoxious VTEC cars. Next sponsor, next build, $20,000 VTEC monsters.
Yeah, just all day. Okay, so the powertrain is actually fantastic in this car. I love it. The 9-speed, not the best. I don't really like this transmission. It's okay.
You got paddles.
Exactly.
You don't
So
use them.
no, you really don't, but you do have them. But I'm gonna send this into Cliche Corner. Let's use this iVTM4. Damn, this actually hooks up.
It moves the back around so much more than I thought it would.
Yeah, and there's some understeer because it's a little wet there, but here we go, here we go. Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
the back should not be moving around that much.
No, exactly. Like it
in
does
a good
pull
way.
it in. Exactly.
In a good way. That's like it works better than you think it should.
Yeah, the torque vectoring is doing something. So what I think you mean is that the back end comes around and kind of helps you rather than like really understeer.
Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
Well, I don't know if you worded it for the audience to understand.
The back goes like this when you're turning like it should,
Yes.
instead of plowing forward.
Yes. And the steering is also really good. Nothing weird. Nothing weird is like the best thing we can compliment steering on in 2021, whatever year this is right now.
But what's weird is the steering wheel buttons, because they're the old style that we never thought were really that perfect, like too many weird shapes and things going on. New Civic, perfect. Can't wait for the new Civic stuff to be here.
Totally agree. And then these gauges as well, they're okay. They're not the best, but they're not the worst. They're not laggy.
I enjoyed them in the VTEC van, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, but just compared to the new Civic, like everything's just so much better now.
Yeah, I mean, the new Civic's got like built-in shift lights in the SI. Like,
That's what I'm
we
saying.
need the SI Pilot VTEC.
Okay, but to talk about suspension in this, it's actually really good. I mean, the last one we drove was in 2019. I don't really remember the suspension, but speaking about this one and the extra ground clearance, I don't notice a difference that I recall. This is still really comfortable. It's still pretty soft. I'm sure it would do pretty decently on a cottage road, but there's no tow hooks, so if you get stuck, I don't know, you gotta call a tow truck or something.
Yo, stop marketing this stuff to millennials with cottages. None of us have cottages. We barely have houses. Just cut it out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think people like camping, but I mean, hopefully you wouldn't get stuck camping.
You pretty
in
much
this.
have to go camping because you can't afford a cottage.
True. I think even camping prices have gone up.
Yeah. But what I don't like is the lane keep assist, because it is like 4 or 5 years old, and the newer stuff is just so much better.
Yeah, so it's good for the time that it came out, but now even the adaptive cruise doesn't go down to zero. Like it cuts off at around like 20, 30 kilometers an hour. So when you're in stop and go, it doesn't do anything, which is useless.
It sucks that if you're actually in the market for this, you're buying it so late in its run, which I guess you know the reliability and stuff from earlier years, but like you're just missing those like cool new features. And I guess that's kind of the trade-off.
Right, exactly. So like you don't get that new cool Civic infotainment or even the Accord infotainment. This one you just kind of have to deal with.
It's pretty much exactly the same, just without hard buttons.
Which is frustrating for me. And I normally don't get frustrated. Like, you know that I don't care about infotainments ever.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is the angle of this. There's more glare when there's actually sun because, yeah.
But how about that armrest though?
Oh, the armrest is great
Armrest
because
cars.
I can use this to then use my actual physical climate control buttons, which is
Yeah.
great.
Physical climate control.
And we also have heated seats, which are also hard buttons. We have this weird little shelf over here for a cell phone, but not really because there's a ridge in the middle. But below that, we have a wireless charger, which actually does an okay job of keeping your phone there.
Yeah, and the cup holders also do a great job of holding your phone. All right, so the cup can fit a medium just fine, but if I switch it up with a small, then I need to grab it from the lid to get it out, which is a full fail.
And,
a lot of room down here for stuff. We should
yeah.
do a Mazda test.
Oh yeah, these are gonna pass for sure.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, I got stuck
sticky.
over here. Yeah.
Full pass. And I guess we can end it off with the looks.
Yeah, so I think it looks okay. Not too different from a regular Pilot, which is the most disappointing part.
And yeah, I mean, I like the lack of chrome. I don't think chrome looks that great on a Pilot.
No, but like they're adding plastic cladding and making it a feature. They're like, there's more on this one.
Yeah, it's
you
just
want
like,
it.
You know, either way, I'm good. I kind of liked with that first gen Ridgeline that looked amazing too.
Yeah, now it looks hilarious. Like now it basically almost looks like a Cybertruck.
Yeah, no, I always thought that truck was sick.
And then we have this button shifter, which you get used to. You also have your drive modes down here. Don't have really many of them. Normal, snow, mud, and sand. You're probably not going to use any of them except normal. And then you have your S for your shifting, so you get your sport shifting, but you can also use it manual, but then it'll still always automatically upshift.
You know, overall with this infotainment interior, I would take this older style stuff with the hard buttons and whatever compared to the newer style Toyota that's going into their models where they have the dials, the built-in with like the screens and the infotainment is your climate control. Like I prefer this.
Yeah, I could see that.
So from the side, still looks kind of like a normal Pilot.
Yo, bro, 0.6 extra inches of ground clearance.
I can't tell.
I can't either.
What would be the Continental recommended tire for a Trailsport Pilot?
The Cross Contact LX25, or if you actually wanted to take this off-road, the Terrain Contact AT.
Just like your Raptor?
Just like
you got it in there.
We got it in the VTEC video.
Woo! All right. Back end looks pretty cool. Got a little bit of lobster claws. Normal Pilot looks. I think it's time we get to the price.
This price, one price, and it's not the top trim. It is $51,620.
Canadian.
That's pretty damn good.
I think it's a fair price considering the technology is a little bit older, a lot of room for a 3-row, but it's got a really good engine.
Yeah, and you also get peasant blockers back there, which I forgot to mention earlier, which is pretty sick.
Very good for baby stuff. A lot of room for baby stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But only reverse camera, no 360 camera.
Right. Let us know what you guys think of this not updated Pilot, and do you think Trailsport is stupid right now, or is it going to be cool, or is it already cool?
tsp.truecar.com to pick one of these up for yourself in the description below.
VTEC! Oh, I didn't want to downshift.
It's a weekend at Yuri's.
He just got power on me. All right.